with TishTalks. Thanks for joining us again and checking out this episode. Today I have with me the very lovely Rosie Verdin with IHDA, Illinois Housing Development Authority. And they are one of the best places that first time homebuyers and repeat buyers go if they're looking for assistance. And so I'll just have Rosie tell a little bit about herself and what all IDA has to offer. So before we get into the
Nitty gritty.
questions and
So good evening, everyone. Thank you again, Tish, for having Ida here, for having me here. I always love to be here for your Tish Talks. I am Rosie Verdin. I am one of the account managers at IDA. My role is to, do outreach with Tish. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But again, Tish is your point person. I actually work for Tish. If she has questions, or we kind of work together. So yeah, reach out to Tish. So Illinois Housing Development Authority. So we provide down payment assistance. We have several different programs that are available. All of our programs are available in every county in the state of Illinois. And as Tish mentioned, you can be a first time home buyer, but you do not have to be a first time home buyer. But the IDA funds have to be used for the purchase of a primary residence.
got it. Okay. All right. So we've everyone's pretty much, or a lot of people have heard of IDA. They know it's out there. My question to you right now is what's new with IDA? What's going on that you can tell us about?
So we've had what's called the access programs that have been available for like the past 7 years. That funding never runs out; it's always there. Last year, 2 years ago, we had a program that's called Opening Doors. It was very popular because it gave you a flat $6,000 to help with down payment or closing costs, and it had a 5 year forgivable lien. So the funding on that program, it was exhausted, let's say about a year ago. About a couple of weeks ago, we got additional funding for the program. So the Opening Doors program is back out. And again, the thing with this program is it has a 5 year forgivable 5 years. After 5 years, you do not have to pay back the $5,000. Now, if you refinance, sell your house, or move out, you'll have to pay part, and I said 5,000, part of the $6,000, sorry, part of the $6,000. Not all of it, just a part of it. But that's our new program that we just rolled out again. It's called Opening Doors.
Okay, so it's like everything old is new again. They're bringing opening doors back. And like you said, that there was the access programs that people were familiar with. Can you tell us just a little bit about like what's the difference again between the access and opening doors?
So the Opening Doors, like I said, is a flat $6,000. The access programs, and they're still available as well. Access programs are based on the purchase price.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Access programs are based on the purchase price. Something's happening with
So,
my computer here. Sorry.
uh-oh, we don't want to lose you.
So yeah, sorry. So the access programs are based on the purchase price that the buyer's looking to buy. So it's a percentage. So the first one is called access forgivable. With that one, we give 4% of the purchase price in down payment assistance, max of $6,000. That one comes with a 10-year forgivable lien. Again, stay in the house for 10 years. After 10 years, you don't have to pay back the $6,000. If you refinance or sell or move out before 10 years, you pay a part of it back, not all of it. The next one is called the access deferred. With that one, you get 5% of the purchase price, max of $7,500 in down payment assistance. This one is deferred, and it's deferred for 30 years. So what that means is that at some point, the buyer will have to pay back the full down payment assistance amount. Not part of it, it's a full amount.
Okay.
And then
But
the
like,
I'm sorry.
and you said it's 30 years, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So even if you keep that mortgage loan for the full 30 years, you pay off that first mortgage, you're still going to owe that $7,500.
Okay.
So you have to kind of remember that if you go with that program.
Okay.
Then the last program, it's the Access Repayable. With that one, we give 10% of the purchase price and down payment assistance, max of $10,000. This one is repayable, so they are paying this one back on a monthly basis. So it is a second mortgage payment.
Okay.
With this program, it comes with a 10-year term at 0% interest. So
Hmm.
$10,000 for 10 years at 0%, that monthly payment would be $83.33 a month. So, Tish, when they're there talking to you, again, these are all the programs that are still available, including the
Wow.
opening doors. So,
Okay.
whatever one is the best fit for your borrower, and whatever one they want to go with, all of them are available.
So even that last one, it's like, okay, you said it's $10,000, but that part, the $10,000 that you give is at 0% interest. So it's like you're getting a $10,000 zero interest. I don't want to say the word, but loan technically to go
Yes.
towards your down payment. Of course, with all things you need to pay it back, I mean, it's 0% interest now. And I
Yep.
think that's really great. And then we talked about the repayable, which is that one, and then the one where if I get $7,500 or up to $7,500 after 30 years, and I still have the house, I still need to pay back IDA, the 7,500.
Correct. You know what? I
Okay.
always think of it like, this is a down payment assistance program. So let's say, your uncle gave you money, $7,500 to help with down payment assistance. But he's going to want to get paid at some point. So the
Mm-hmm.
deferred one, kind of equate that to that. A relative helped you with down payment, but they're going to want to get paid at some point.
That's true. Okay. Okay. Can anybody qualify for it? For any of these
So
programs or?
again, all of our programs qualifications are the same. All of them are available in any county in the state of Illinois, as long as you're buying a primary residence. So we do have income limits.
Okay.
So everyone, and it's all based on where they're looking to buy. So depends on the county. So if they're looking to buy in Cook, Kane, Lake, McHenry, McLean, or Will counties, the combined income of everyone that's on the loan cannot be more than $125,040.
Wow, that's okay. That's a lot of leeway right there. And I noticed that you said everybody that's on the loan. So what if like, okay, I'm buying the house for my family. My husband's not on the loan. But my kids, I've got one that's grown. He's got a job, but he's not on the loan. And then I've got like I was gonna say like six little bitty kids. Do I put like it's based on everyone's income or do I use my
Just those
husband?
around, just the ones that are on the loan. And the example I always give, so let's say, you do have a husband and wife that's going to be purchasing the property. And let's say they have a 20-year-old son that's not on the loan, but is also going to be living in the property. So let's say he makes $100,000 a year. Okay. And then the husband and wife who are on the loan, let's say combined, they make $100,000 as well.
Okay.
Again, it's only the income of those that are on the loan. So that son
Nice.
gonna be living in the property, makes $100,000 a year. We don't count his income.
That's so cool. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So that gets me excited. And I also had you repeat the part where you said all of these different counties because I heard somebody say the other day, oh, IDA's just available in the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
I
No, no,
was
no.
like,
And every county in the state of Illinois, including Chicago, but every county
okay.
in the state of Illinois. So, you know what, Tish, the other thing too I want to mention, because we talked about income limits, we also have purchase price limits. So the
Okay.
purchase price, and this is statewide, so it's one limit statewide. The purchase price for a single family home cannot be more than 349,525. And again, that's a
Okay.
purchase price, not a loan amount. That's the purchase price. So that contract, that house that you're buying cannot be more than 349,525.
Okay. So IDA won't help me get my mini mansion, my $1 million mansion. Okay,
Correct.
I understand. So that's something good to point out too, because we always think that, there's no help out there. And Ida's still around, still trying to help people, still doing things to help people qualify for homes. So, one of the things that I wanted to ask you, is there anything additional that I need to do as a buyer? Like, do I need to like go to an IDA class, or is there an IDA class, some type of education, or what do I do for that?
Yeah, so that is one of the requirements that we do ask that every borrower, if you're a first borrower or a repeat borrower, we do ask all borrowers to attend the home buyer education classes. We do have several that are available, and all of them are, the list is available on our website. Or Tish, you have access to them as well. So yes,
Yes, I do.
we have a list. Tish can get that out for you. You can take the class at your own pace. The majority of them are available online. So you
Mhm.
can start them, maybe stop midway because you want to make dinner or whatever the case might be, and then you can come back to it later on and then finish it later on. So at
Cool.
your own pace, the majority of these are available
Good,
online.
good. And I don't want anyone to misunderstand what I was asking you. There is no such thing as a IDA class like that. It's home buyer education, and they're given to you by HUD certified counseling agencies. So that's what you're looking for. You want to make sure that it's the right class. It's not just something that's on the internet. IDA's got a great link on their website. Counselors, lenders, we all have the right links for you to use. So you do need home buyer education. Also, piggybacking off of that, if I
Yes.
wanted to buy a 4 unit building, can Ida help me?
So, unfortunately, not for a 4 unit, but we will help with down payment assistance if you're looking to buy a 2 unit. So again, the max
Nice.
is a 2 unit. So it has to be owner occupied. So you have to live in one of the units, but yes, the other one you can rent it out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we do go up to a 2 unit. We could do condos, townhouses, single family homes, and a 1 to 2 unit.
Nice. Okay, that sounds like some really great help, and I'm so glad you guys can provide that. Um, what documents, other than like my regular loan documents when I'm trying to get a mortgage, do I need for IDA? What are some things that you guys look for that I need to make sure I have together?
So kind of going back a little bit, we get calls from borrowers who are always asking, do I apply with the lender to get a pre-approval before I apply with IDA? Some people want to know, what the steps are. So we have the money for the down payment assistance. So we have the money for the grants. We work with 150 lenders throughout the state of Illinois. Tish and the Federal Savings Bank are one of our preferred lenders. Um, so, so we have the money for the down payment assistance, but we don't take the applications. So when you call Tish, say, hey, I want to know if I could do a pre-approval. You're going to make sure that you qualify for an FHA loan, a VA loan, or a conventional loan. So Tish does that for you. She, checks your credit, checks your income. When you call her, you're going to say, hey, Tish, can you also check to see if I qualify for the IDA down payment assistance? So, Tish, you know
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to do the pre approval and you're going to see if they qualify for the down payment assistance. So, again, you know that you handle it all. You take the application, you underwrite, your underwriters know our guidelines, you know what additional paperwork we need. We don't look at the file, you do it all.
Right.
You did mention what docs we do need, and there is one set of documents that it's typical that you don't ask for on a regular application. And that is we do ask for the last 3 years of signed tax returns. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only kind of add-on that we do ask for. So again, it's the
Mm-hmm.
last 3 years, signed tax returns, um, and the most recent W-2s. We don't need all 3 years W-2s, but we do need the 3 year signed tax returns. That is the one thing that we do need.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that we put that out there. And I do want to just reiterate and state that no matter what lender, and IDA, they just let you know they work with about 150 different lenders. They do the same thing for every lender out there. They're not going to be differential. They are not biased, even though they love me. I'm just saying.
Yes.
They do the same thing for every lender in the state of Illinois. So if I tell you an interest rate, that's next lender is going to tell you the same exact thing, because that's how great IDA is. They want to be consistent. They want to no bias. They're out there to help. So wanted to throw that out there for you too, Rosie.
Yeah. So then another thing too, another question that I get is, how much longer does it take to get that IDO approval? And as I mentioned, it's not going to take you any longer because the Federal Savings Bank, you handle it all.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't look at the file. You know our guidelines. It doesn't take any longer to add that IDA down payment assistance to your mortgage application, your pre-approval.
Not at all. And now with the use of technology, things are a lot faster than they used to be in the days of mailing paperwork. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to get help from the IDA down payment assistance grants that they have out there with the access, opening doors, whatever you want. So, Rosie, I think we are. Um, you answered all of my questions as always beautifully. But is there anything that I may have missed that you wanted to add?
I know I talked about the different programs and the repayment period for all of them. Getting back to that, I know we also have customers that ask, can we refinance at any time? So here's the thing. On all of the programs, yes, you can refinance, but depending on that repayment period, whether it's at 5 year, 10 year, or the 30 year, you might owe some of the down payment assistance and you might have to pay it back if you refinance before that repayment period. So borrowers can refinance at any time, but you might owe money back on that down payment assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that you cannot, you can, just that you're going to owe us money. And again, that can get paid off at the time of the refinance.
So they do need
Um,
to account for that because it's put on as a lien. So even if I forget, you guys remember because you're tracking it anyway. So,
Correct. So that lien gets placed on the title to the property. So every mortgage or down payment assistance, there's a lien on the property, stays on there until that repayment period is over.
mhm. And
Then
some people don't realize that each property has its own track record. It's like its own track record, its own history. So yes, it is there. No matter what you do, whatever happens to that house is documented, and each
yes.
and every step of the way. So
Then, as I mentioned, opening doors, the funding came back. We always do get that question as well. Do funds run out? So we will always have a down payment assistance program. So again, we've had the access programs, the three programs, for like the past 8, 7 years. In between there, we've had opening doors. We've had a couple other programs. Once these programs, the funding is exhausted, those programs are done. But the access programs have been available again constantly, but every so often we get funding for different programs. So, like the opening doors that came back, we got the funding for that again. So, again, once those funds are exhausted, that's going to go away, but the access programs are still available. So, we will
okay.
always have a down payment assistance program that's available. The terms might not be as nice, but there will always be down payment assistance programs available.
And that's good to know. So no matter when I buy a home, I can always come back and say, "Hey, Ida, I need some more help. I used you
Yes,
guys before. You were great," because you allow repeat buyers too. So that's the amazing part too. You'll always be there. You'll be there for me, for my children, for my children's children. Ida will still be giving assistance,
yes,
right?
that's the plan.
Yes. So if you guys need to reach out or you have any other questions about Ida, feel free to reach out. Share your comments. You can email Tish at tishgriffin.com. You can reach out for my number. I will leave Ida's information here so that you can check out their website, compare the different programs and lenders. We know the IHDA programs, the ones that work with IHDA, we are well versed in them, can answer all of your questions. I can answer all of your questions. And if there's something that I don't know, we've got great account representatives such as Rosie to lean back on and say, hey, we got a new question for you, which I do all the time.
Yeah. Again, that's what we're here for. Yeah, no, definitely. Again, we work for you guys. We're here to do whatever we can to get more folks to become homeowners.
Awesome. That's my job too. So, all right, Rosie, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tish. Have a
You're
good
welcome.
night.
You too. Take care. All right. And we'll see you next time. Keep your eyes on